restoring marriages after adultery that she committed, supporting women to soften after, I guess, the woman commits adultery, equipping men to lead after the woman commits adultery on him. It's certainly not your job to equip him after you have repeatedly committed adultery and embarrassed him all over social media, in spite of the courses that you want to sell. This first thing, though, and I want you to comment below if you are, particularly if you are a Christian, particularly if you're a Protestant Christian in the United States. Have you noticed the wolves in sheep's clothing? And, you know, we talked about Nala Ray, for example. There's a real trend now for people to sort of build, in some cases, what may be false testimonies. It used to be you went through a transformative experience. You sat in the pew for a while, you learned, and then you may be able to reach people who had similar experiences or had walked a similar path of sin before redemption. Now there's a really quick turnaround to sell a course that leads people down a distinctly anti-biblical road. So this is one that I found, I don't even know how I stumbled across it. It does all of those things, as well as embarrasses a real-life husband on social media in the name of modern Christianity. See if you can spot the problem.
Even though I don't deserve it, you did it.
What my husband did to bring me back after I cheated on him for another man.
Left for another man.
Yes. And here's what she wrote on her profile. She wrote, "Here's what many people get wrong. Yes, God restores, he heals, he renews. And as much as there's a part only God can do, there's a part we have to do. My husband didn't just pray and wait. He obeyed. He sought godly counsel. He invested in mentorship and support. He allowed himself to be stretched, corrected, and refined." You almost think he's the one who was out there cheating and says, he confronted himself with discomfort, the discomfort that you were committing adultery, and learned how to lead me away from committing adultery, love me in spite of your adultery, and stand firm in truth in ways he never had before in the face of adultery. It wasn't easy, she writes, because you committed adultery. It was humbling. I guess because he committed adultery, so it was embarrassing. It's deeply uncomfortable, adultery does that. But his obedience didn't just restore a marriage, it saved our family from your adultery. Now, to be clear,
a much better synopsis of what happened.
If you scroll down the line, she'll be like, and then he was going he was using prostitutes, and that would seem. She also discussed how they had an open marriage. So they had an open marriage, both of them making mistakes, but then she was going to leave and fell in love with another man, and it's incumbent upon the man to correct it. This brings us to the bio there, where,
by the way,
of
I think
course,
she actually got divorced, right?
They did. They divorced.
Got divorced and then got back together. So it was like she didn't just like go and like, have an adulterous affair or something like that. Or she like actually left, divorced, gone, done.
And their kids, by the way.
And fell in love with another man. She made sure to mention that a lot on her page, that she fell in love with another man. Never mentions falling out of love, which is interesting.
Yes, is very interesting. And mentions that, she was the one who left him repeatedly. And the good news is there's some kind of a course.
Yeah, she sells a course.
There's some kind of a course.
She can teach your husband how to give good massages and how to keep his wife.
Because this is the man's job to fix. Just to be clear, the bio reads, restoring marriages after adultery that she committed, supporting women to soften after, I guess, the woman commits adultery, equipping men to lead after the woman commits adultery on him, equipping men to lead after you committed adultery and posted about it, equipping them. So like a 2x4 with a nail in it?
No, she means by equipping men to lead, she means, telling him, hey, when I cheat, you have to bring me back.
Right. Yeah. How about you work? This is a thing too with marriages. How about you work on you and he'll work on him? It's really a simple equation. Now, the thing that most women in the church, or many women in the church, don't like is that even if he's not working on himself, it's still not, if you subscribe to the Bible, still not your place to tell him how to work on him. And it's certainly not your job to equip him with the tools. That's between him and God and the men who hold him accountable. And it's certainly not your job to equip him after you have repeatedly committed adultery and embarrassed him all over social media, in spite of the courses that you want to sell. Are any women buying this? Are you understanding why men are checking out of the dating pool? All right, comment below. Do you guys see this? This is the problem with the modern sort of feel-good self-help.
You can say
non-denominational church.
Yeah, the Protestant church really does get a lot of things wrong. Unfortunately, I like the idea of a Protestant church that has a little bit more freedom, but I hate it when you completely run away from tradition and you completely go for stuff like this, like this new age idea of what a relationship with God is. By the way, I scrolled and I tried to find, I don't have an Instagram account personally, but I tried to find, so maybe it's there and I couldn't, her saying, here's what I did to work on me.
Oh, it's not there.
Here's my problem that
It's
I
either
had to
joint
deal with.
or him.
It seemed
joint
like everything was him related. Yeah,
it's mostly him related.
Well, like we made mistakes, but he had to go work on him. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Well, you literally divorced your husband and left for another man. Where is the I screwed up part?
Right.
She fell in love with another man. She didn't just leave for another man.
That's right.
She fell in love. She's still in love.
You can't control
Well,
love,
the good news is she has, if you find yourself in a situation like this, where a woman cheats on you, falls in love with another man, abandons you and your family, the good news is there is hope for you if you subscribe to this course and if you follow her advice.
Yeah.
For example, here is some advice that she gives to men on how to prevent cheating or the withholding of sex, should your wife be doing so.
Yeah, make sure you get the breast in there.
She writes, and she's like half German, has your wife ever shut down when you approached her, or even when you are in the middle of being close to each other? There are many reasons for this. I will not get into it right now, but here are 3 things you can do as a loving husband to tend your relationship so it can be long-lasting, fruitful covenant you both desire. Number 1, during the day, no matter if you are at work or this is advice towards men, by the way.
Should do.
Yeah.
Yes.
During the day, no matter if you are at work, providing a roof and protection, which I will abandon and take half, somewhere away, or if you're both in the same place, make sure to create moments of connection and safety for her, a hug, a smile, a deep gaze into each other's eyes, or prayer. This is part of your intimacy that will set the tone for many more things you experience together. He's coming home, getting the bedroom. Now, that's an extreme example to make a point, but which one would be more biblical?
Yeah.
Let's go. All of it is advice to men. Men work on men, and then women work on men. Here's another one about the biggest lies about sex, according to her, biblically, that you shouldn't fall for. The biggest lie about sex and marriage, and you probably believe it.
Oh boy.
She writes, the biggest lie about sex and marriage, and you probably believe it. Okay, here are 4. Number 1, sex is a duty for the wife or husband. Number 2, these are lies according to her.
Oh.
Number 2, sex is a transactional thing. You do X and I get Y. Number 3, it isn't so important and totally overrated. Number 4, the wife gives her husband sex, and if not, he goes somewhere else to get it. Well, no one's
Well, that's
just toss that in there. Let's deal with the first one because she doubles down on that. She writes, so first of all, it is not a duty, but designed for you to be a gift in your marriage. If you don't want to do it, but somehow feel like you have to, you're doing something wrong. Let me take you to 1 Corinthians 7, verse 3 through 5. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife.
Sex.
And likewise, the wife to her husband. Does it say feeling? Oh, it says marital duty.
Yes.
The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. Getting kind of clear now. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again. Meaning, like, then immediately come back together so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. So not only is it described as a duty, not only is it reiterated as a duty, it's contextually reiterated without even using the word duty, saying that your own body is not under your authority but your husband's, and vice versa. Then the Bible goes on to say, and contextually, if you both agree to it, for example, maybe a time of prayer and fasting, just like denying yourself sweets, which isn't in and of itself evil, of course. These things God can create for good. If you both agree, immediately go back, because pragmatically, you are more likely to stumble or be tempted if you're denying either of your spouse sex. Yes. It is a duty. You need to do it. So let me just.
That sounds awful, by the way.
I know.
Coming together and agreeing to have a sex fast. That's like coming together and asking, hey, you want to have leftovers tonight?
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes
No,
you
what?
come together, you make the game. Sometimes there's also a coach.
Let's play things out.
Women weaken legs. You're like, all right.
So I love how, by the way, I just want to go back to her quote. The first thing she starts off with is a complete biblical lie.
It's a lie. It's not a duty.
It's not an accident. It's not something that she mistook and she misunderstood. It is a 100% biblical lie. If somebody does something like this, immediately discount everything they say after that and move on down the road.
Yeah.
Don't sign up for the course if it's $49.99. But wait, sign up for
It literally
now.
says, ignore God's command.
Yes.
And go with
Scripture.
your feeling. And by the way, your feeling is dependent on, does he create moments of safety and intimacy while he's at work and he should be working? So I'll give you 2 examples. Sex is a gift, actually. It's not a duty. If you don't feel it, something's wrong. Okay, that's hers. I'm going to give you an extreme example to make a point. Then I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. He says he wants to do it. Open your legs and show your husband sexual gratification. Which one is more in line with the biblical description of a sexual duty of a spouse? And the same for, she comes home, she's into it, you're not. Sorry, brother, you gotta go.
You got to pony up, dude.
You gotta go.
Yep.
Which one is more biblical? Because only one is offensive to almost half the Protestant congregation.
Yeah.
The people who buy these courses. This is a bigger problem than leftism in a lot of ways, because the enemy is inside the house. And I'll show you this too. You know by fruits of the tree. And I get it. People can make mistakes and they can be redeemed. But that's what they're hoping is you get hooked with. The Lord can restore marriages. So someone goes, well, great. I'm listening. And none of it is your fault. He has to do all of it.
Yeah.
That is as anti-biblical as it gets. But we can also look at some other bangers she has on her profile, like this one about falling for another dude. Again, very public and describing and embarrassing her husband. What I wish I knew as a wife in the season of not wanting sex with my husband, almost divorcing and falling out of love with a man. I thought he was terrible. And then the course and the caption is all about how he needs to do something better. And then here's another one, by the way, because she wants you to know that she had the Jezebel spirit.
Yes.
And it left her. But
What a nice excuse that is.
yeah, it was.
Oh, I wasn't a skank. No, I was possessed.
No, don't
Shut the hell up.
Don't Jezebel shame me.
I didn't like any of the sex I had. I don't think about it anymore. Or the man I fell in love with and never talk about it anymore.
It's Jezebel liberation.
It was Jezebel's fault, not mine.
But then she even shows you, like right now, this Christian woman who offers up these courses or whatever it is, email, newsletters. She wants you to really see the new Christian she is by showing you the transformation of Jezebel leaving her body.
Watch the Jezebel spirit leave me. I didn't know what I was playing around. Then I got saved and I became a disciple of Jesus Christ. Now I can only share the gospel and expose and destroy the enemy's work. All glory to our Lord and his grace. Amen.
It's not the gospel.
Also,
I can only
feel
share the
bad.
gospel.
I feel bad. I usually don't have to issue a warning if you have children there for a gospel message.
Yeah.
Not typically.
No.
But, I mean, be warned. Jezebel spirits are in the room.
Yes.
You don't see twerking and gospel.
Typically.
Yeah.
Typically not so much. I mean, even at this point, I'm like, you know what? Bring back snake handling.
It's better.
Everybody
that?
puts on a facade for social media. We know that because it's not reality. Here's how the Jezebel spirit really left her body.
Oh my God.
See, that doesn't go over as well on the gram
I think that was something else.
or the
Ruined
talk.
dessert.
But, you know, here's the thing. If she really did change her ways, remember like Nala Ray had her OnlyFans open for a long time, I think. I don't even know if she still does, but until she started her
It was
online
weird.
her online course.
Yeah.
She was still going to like OnlyFans events and stuff too.
After being
saying she was
baptized.
preaching the gospel. Or
To
whatever.
proselytize, guys.
Sure.
To proselytize. Can you imagine if early missionaries, they went in and like, well, you know, when in Rome and they're just being cannibals? Like, how am I going to relate to them otherwise?
Well, I work at the whorehouse and the nunnery.
Yes.
It's part-time.
She's one of those
both ways.
brothel nuns.
Yeah.
Plays a mean organ. Here's
Yes,
some other examples.
I'll take everything, sister.
Yes. Here are examples of this is still on her Instagram page, you know, right beneath the new newsletter or course you can get on how to tell your husband to woo you back after you've cheated. This is still there. Fruits of the Spirit.
Oh,
Couldn't hit the delete button?
devil horns, literally.
Was
Oh.
it covered in holy water?
They have a lot of views. Can't delete them.
Make them sing to this thing like a melody. And if your girl ain't right, I got the remedy.
Is the remedy Jesus Christ? Oh, she is possessed.
Yeah.
Maybe she was right.
Oh, that's see-through undies. That's cool.
Opening Inferno Ceremony gehabt in the Sex Bomb Goddess container. Wow.
Again, if your kids are watching, they shouldn't be. But this is
still on her page.
It's a Bible study.
The hell?
After she said, the only thing I can share is the gospel.
Yeah.
And my ass cheeks. Slamming down on stage.
And I behold a pale ass. And syphilis followed with it.
And Jesus wept.
Yeah. You guys see the problem, right? And then you'll get all these the sisterhood who come out and go, "You're a chauvinist." This isn't red pill, by the way. No one here is advocating for promiscuity and going out and sleeping with a bunch of women. We are saying avoid women like this. You're no longer safe even seeking in the church. This is a cancer, to be clear. Hey, delete those. I want to show them me and my sin and all. No. You can talk about it. What kind of message do you think is being sent out there?
Yeah.
We had an open relationship for a very long time. By the way, these are all my videos. Here are my nipples. Also, here's Jesus. How about no? How about we go back to, traditionalism really needs to make a comeback as it relates to faith. This is a serious problem. Young women, how many of you believe this? Is it more offensive to you for slut shaming and for false prophet shaming, if that applies here? It's just evil. This is evil straight from the pit of hell. Everything she says is wrong. And just so you know, it's always the man's fault.
And to me, it's not even the promiscuity of her past that is the bothersome thing. It's the fact that she leaves it up there and then says all the stuff about how she left and how God saved her marriage. And here, oh, by the way, buy it.
Yeah.
Buy the course. You know, I have 4,000 followers. Hopefully one of you buys my course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we shouldn't have to wonder if your conversion is genuine.
Yeah,
and now more are fake than not.
Well, and we have strong evidence, and this was a critique. I don't remember what conference it was, but when Nala Ray went and spoke, was it at the TPUSA Women's Conference last year?
Was it?
She was scheduled for it. I don't know if she
went
went
there
through, because there was a lot of criticism about it beforehand
and other things. And I'm just like, guys, what are we doing here? She's selling classes online. I don't care if the conversion is 100% genuine. Like you said, you sit in the pew for a little while, you have a little bit of seasoning in time. We've gotten away from that. How many pastors do we need to see rise to stardom and fall?
Yeah.
How many people do we need to see come into Christ and then run away from it because they don't have any idea what it is? We cannot put these people out there, and we cannot listen to them as experts on Christianity. And I think the problem, Stephen, is that you're pointing out is that the Protestant church doesn't know how to distinguish between somebody who's seasoned and somebody who should be listened to, and somebody who's doing just like this because they're like, it feels good, so therefore it must be real. Get them on stage. Let's hear that fresh testimony.
The problem is the Protestant church fears feminism. They think it's a foe they can't overcome.
Yes.
They're afraid of it because it's the women of the church who bring kids to Sunday school. It's the women who get involved and overly involved in many ways, and they're afraid of losing them. They're afraid of offending them. And so these testimonies are brilliant. Can you imagine genuinely any church that would host a man who had his old Chippendales videos still up saying, I divorced my wife, cheated on her, but you know what? She really put in the work, and I was willing to give her a second chance. Can you imagine that man's testimony at a church?
No.
Let's just...
The men, not even the church leadership, the men in the congregation would not allow it.
No.
They would boo him or run him off the stage by any means necessary.
Yeah. The problem is the Jezebel spirit has been taking over the modern Christian Protestant church. And you can't blame secularism when you have failed your people in trying to moderate, in trying to pander to an audience who, by the way, will never actually care about the gospel and the truth. They actually are repelled by it. And so they turn God into an idol. They turn God into an idol. They worship a false God because it makes them feel better. YouTube's is something you're not allowed to say according to the guidelines. I was quoting the guidelines. I'm glad you're still here. It means you watched this video all the way through. Oh, it says here that Rumble, where you can go follow my channel, lets you say pretty much anything, provided it's not illegal. That reminds me of, what does it remind me of? Oh, yeah. YouTube, pre-2015. Go on and follow me there. I'm live, 11 a.m. Eastern, weekdays. Don't call YouTube a. Oh, it's just a different way of saying it's.